Hey, what's up guys? It's Chris Salambis here, Doctor of Physical Therapy, back at it again. Fitness Fridays is what it's called. We're here, week 4. We got one more week after this. Today we're going to switch it up a little bit. We're going to do a little bit of spine mobility, segmental stability. I know those sound like huge words, but I'm going to talk you guys through it to make sure your spine is moving the way that it's supposed to at each vertebra segment. So let's get into it. It's going to be a little less strenuous today, but a little bit more mental because you're going to have to think about how your body's moving. So I want you guys to stick with this mindfulness program and let's get into it. Let's start on your back. You guys have seen this position before. Just to create some energy here, get your arms straight. Peel those shoulder blades back against the mat so that they're not hunched forward like this. Take a deep breath as you start to engage your core a little bit. Thinking about creating this flat rib cage as you exhale. Now you'll notice as I inhale, my shoulders might start to creep up as I try to tuck my rib cage down. So just do your best to try to start being mindful of where your shoulders and your rib cage are so that you can start to warm up this core area, which is what you need for good spine stability. You can see how the rib cage expands a little bit, and as you exhale it kind of contracts in a little bit. So you can put your hands here and see if you can feel your rib cage expanding out like this and contracting the same way, or just stick with the diaphragm breathing down into your belly as you create some tension in your core for stability. If you get a little shake and bake too, you can see mine starting to quiver a little bit. That means you're on the right track for spine stability. So take a deep inhale, create that tension, and as you exhale, flatten your back just a little bit. Start to peel that lower back up off the mat. Inhale back, flattening each spine against the mat as you relax. Peel that spine on an exhale. Just the lower lumbar part, your lower back area. Keep checking in with your shoulders as you go through some easy pelvic curls like we've done in the past. Trying to create the breath on an exhale, make sure your rib cage is down. You're just kind of starting to wake things up and see how sticky the spine might feel, how loose it feels, how tight you are today. We're ready to go into the next exercise. Start in that start position, deep inhale. As you exhale, flatten your low back against the mat and then peel your spine up one vertebra at a time. We're just going to go through some light bridges. When you get to the top, take an inhale and see how you feel. Is your stomach still flat or is your rib cage sticking out and your butt sagging? You want the first one where everything has some tension. Inhale at the top, exhale and start to peel one of those vertebrae each at a time, flattening it against the mat as you come down. Again, trying to find some spots where you might feel a little sticky because the next exercise is going to help us to address. Inhale at the bottom, exhale, peel your spine up. I got some sticky spots right here around my mid-back area, so I'm going to try to concentrate on those. Inhale at the top, exhale, one vertebra at a time, flattening your back. The last thing that comes down is your lower back right here. That should be coming down flat and rounded against the mat. Keep going through those bridge articulations, one vertebra at a time. Exhale on the way up. Inhale up at the top. Exhale back down, one vertebra at a time. We got a couple more. Let you guys go at your own pace here. You should start to feel your spine kind of loosening up as you peel the segments one at a time on the way up. Yeah, my spot's just right there in that, right before my low back. Last one. I got a little sticky spot, so really try to focus on those spots that feel extra tight when you're articulating down. You can see I move pretty well here. Get right here. I gotta kind of move a little bit more in my spine to get moving. Okay, take a rest at the bottom. Next thing we're going to do is a couple different exercises inside that last exercise. So take an inhale, exhale, curl yourself up And what you're going to do is up at the top here, we're going to move the pelvis in 3 different ways throughout this exercise. The first one, find your spot at the top, rotate to the left, and then rotate through center back to the right. So you're just trying to articulate and move your pelvis separately from your back. Come down a couple segments, just like before, find that sticky spot, and then see if you can just get a little bit of rotation out of your pelvis without moving your legs while you're hanging out on that sticky spot of your spine. Come down a couple more segments, go left, rotate, right, rotate, and then all the way down. We're going to do a couple here so you guys can play with it. Exhale, peel your spine up. Then you can inhale at the top, don't worry so much about the breathing, but just try to find some spots along the way that are a little sticky and see if you can kind of get some spine mobility and some rotation while you are up targeting that sticky spot. I got one right here, right next to my upper back, right before I come down. Last one here. Check in with your shoulders. Make sure you got your arms flat against the mat. As you peel up, get a little left rotation, right rotation. Come down a couple of segments. Make sure you're still flat in your back. Rotate left, right. It's not a lot of movement. Come down one more segment. Find that sticky spot. I got one right here. Still being a little pesky. Okay, next up. The same concept. We're just going to do different movement with the pelvis on this one. Inhale, exhale, peel yourself up to that top spot. Now instead of rotating on this one, what we're going to do is a little side bend, left and right with your pelvis. You can see, same concept. Go down a couple of segments, right to your mid-back kind of. Try it again there. I got a little spot that's a little pesky. I'm going to try to keep working at it, being mindful of how my spine feels against the mat. And then articulate all the way down, flat back last. And then just let your pelvis relax, reset. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, flatten the back. Get up to that top spot. Mine's pretty good up here. You might find that you have some tight spots up high. Mine seem to be in the middle and the lower back. And each time I'm just trying to side bend that pelvis while I stick the floor against that spine segment that feels a little sticky. And maybe you get a little stretch in the muscles too here. Again, if you have any back pain during this exercise, just join us on the next one. There'll be plenty more work for you to do. So we're on the last round here. The concept is the same, just side bending left and right. The pelvis is moving. I'm getting a little more movement now. It feels pretty good. We got one more little pelvis movement we're going to do coming up right now. Inhale to prepare. Get that tummy flat. Exhale. Articulate up. Get up to that top segment. And now just think about a typewriter movement. We're going to go side to side here. This one's the hardest one to do. Articulate down a couple more segments. Go left and right. Just kind of trying to side glide your pelvis on your lower back. Getting those spine segments to move left and right. And then flatten all the way down. A couple more here. This is just easy spine kind of segmental stability, meaning what segments do I feel like I don't have a lot of movement at, and then can I get some movement there, and then can I get some stability there to prevent injury. Last one, peel your spine up. Hopefully you guys are feeling a little more loose now that we've done quite a few of these. Find those pesky segments, just left and right. Try not to move your legs too much. Just try to really just move the pelvis and then come all the way down. Very nice. So that's how you can create some stability and some mobility at the same time. We're going to keep going with our exercise. Next up, we're going to do a roll-up. I'm going to show you guys how to do a modified one. Take your arms up overhead. This is more of an ab workout now that you guys are used to. Arms overhead. Exhale, peel your spine up. Now up here, my legs are too long. I can't do the roll up where my legs are long. So I'm just going to slide, keeping this rounded position, slide my legs out, and then at the top, I'm going to stack up tall, scoot back a little bit here. And then what you can do is exhale as you roll down, bend those knees, And you'll see right about here, I can get a good burn, but I'm about to fall over. So you want to try to control it down as much as you can as the arms go overhead. Let's get back up to the top position. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, peel your spine. This is flat and rounded. As you reach your breaking point, keep this rounded back here. And as you come up, stack those vertebrae up one at a time. Now from here, separate your legs apart. We're going to do a spine stretch. Now, when you're up here, if you got tight hamstrings, you might be sitting like this a little bit. That's all right. Just try to kind of stack that vertebrae as much as you can to get your back flat as if you're sitting against a wall. Shoulders out of the ears, create that tension, shoulder blades down your back to start. Inhale, stack those spines, feel your core and your back extensors working here. On an exhale, you're going to bring your chin down to your throat, start to peel your spine and round, 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 round. Forward as you round. At the bottom, draw your belly button back away from you towards your back. And on an inhale, try to stack one vertebrae at a time along a diagonal. Stick your butt out. Feel that stretch. The last part is this upper back portion. You can see mine's a little rounded at the back. Inhale here. Exhale, round yourself down and pull yourself back over so your shoulders are stacked over your hips, and then stack those vertebrae one at a time again to come sitting up tall. Practice through that on your own. We're inhaling here. Exhale, chin down to your throat as you peel your spine, rounding, 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 and then inhale, stick your butt out, stack that vertebrae on the diagonal. The last thing to come up is your upper back. Get that extension. Inhale as you came up there. Exhale, roll back, get a nice round, and then stack on an inhale. Try to make a fluid movement. See how you guys do. Exhale, round. Inhale, straighten. Shoulders out of the ears. Exhale, round. Flatten, curl your tummy back. Stack that spine up like you're sitting up against a wall, nice and tall. 2 more here. Curl the chin down to the throat. Feel a nice stretch in your upper back right here. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, start at the pelvis, round. And then come back up tall. Last one. Nice job. Now we're going to do some rotation. Arms go back behind your head. Get those feet flexed. Get that posture sitting up tall. Inhale. Feel how strong and powerful your foundation is here. Exhale. As you rotate, think about spinning yourself up. If you rotate too much, you might find you're bending and you're actually flexing here. You don't want to do that. You want to stay upright like this. Come back to center. Inhale back through center. Exhale to the right. You can do a little pulse here. Inhale back over. You'll see how tall my spine stays. I'm kind of limited by the motion. As I rotate, I don't want to flex at my low back. Inhale through center. Exhale, pulse, pulse. Keep those elbows wide and the shoulders out of the ears. Make sure you're looking where you're going, because your spine will follow your eyes. 2 more. Core is on the whole time here, guys. Last one, to the left and to the right. Okay, bring those arms out in front of you. Bring those legs back together. We're going to try that modified roll down. So inhale to prepare. Exhale, round your low back. Bend your knees. Find that challenging spot right about here where mine is. I can feel a deep burn. So I'm going to grab here if I need to, but try to just lower down slowly as the knees bend. Arms go back overhead. Let's try one more roll up. Exhale. Grab behind the legs. Straighten out your legs. Find that challenging spot. This will help build your roll up capabilities. As you come up, your arms come up too. Inhale at the top. Exhale, roll down. This is the smooth move right here. Find that core burn all the way back down. Okay, arms down at your side. We're going to finish with a little back extension. Let's roll onto our stomach. Setup is key here because we want to try to stretch and mobilize the upper back. Get your elbows down kind of a little bit below your shoulders. Forehead down on the mat. And if you start, like in the last videos, create some tension down through your elbows like this, coming down this way without moving your arms. So if you create some tension here, you'll notice it gives you a nice activation of your shoulder blades and your upper back. If you're lazy with it and you just push up, it's not going to work out. So start with the forehead down, create some energy between your legs, squeeze your heels together to kind of keep everything active. Draw your belly button in to protect your low back. Create some energy through your forearms. Inhale as you peel your spine up like you're watching a little spider walk up the carpet. And then exhale back down. Inhale, create some tension. Peel your spine up. Get your chin kind of like you're making a double chin. Will help you get some spine mobility and extension. Exhale back down. Inhale, push through the elbows. Really try to focus on that upper middle back area. Because if you come up too high, you're just going to be a low back extension. So exhale back down. Inhale. Just like before, try to focus on those little sticky segments so you can get some movement. Exhale back down. We got one more. All right, go ahead and press back into our favorite stretch position. I'm going to show you guys a little variation today. This is where we usually are. What I want you guys to try is integrating a little bit of side bending into it. So you can go down with your butt on your heels, reach your left arm over to the right. You might feel a nice stretch in your butt muscle. Drive your left bottom down towards your heels, and that'll help you get a nice stretch on the outside. I'll show you on the right side. Go into your prayer stretch position, child's pose. Reach your right arm over to the left. Drive your right butt towards your heel. You'll get a nice, generous stretch through your back, possibly through your butt. Reach. The more you reach, the more you stretch. If you want a little bit more, you can kind of turn like this. That might feel real nice as well. But for me, I'm trying to relax after all that hard work. Practice with that. Come back to center. Take some deep breaths. Did some hard work for the small little segmental mobility, segmental stability day that we had here on Fitness Fridays. One more next week. You guys better join me next Friday, 10 a.m. See you there.